Today, I want to go on an exciting adventure. You see, I have some wolves back there, but Minecraft or Mojang has put out a new update with some new wolf variants, and I am very excited. So, I wanted to go out and explore the world around me and see if maybe I could get some of the different wolf variants. I'm not sure I'll be able to get all of them, but I wanted to get a few to see what kind I could get. As you can tell, I'm a little bit of a dog lover. I have a few, maybe some more around the other side as well. See, they're guarding the greenhouse. Yeah, that's what they're doing. Oh no, but I wanted to go ahead and get a few of the different variants and see how many I can get today. I also want to go exploring and see if I could get a sniffer egg to add to this greenhouse area so that maybe I could get some of the flower drops from the sniffer so that we could go ahead and put them in our greenhouse as we continue working on that as well. I have made a little bit of progress to it. I'm playing around with a couple different things and I'm really liking it so far. Maybe adding some extra greenery around the outside as well. So yeah, I'll work on that in a later video. Right now, I just want to focus on seeing what we can explore today. So let's jump right in. And just like that, I have already found my first wolf. This is the rusty wolf, which is out of a jungle biome. And I actually found him on, and then I found this little guy he can jump, which is Muffin Man's horse. And I accidentally found him while searching for the wolf variant. So I'm going to go ahead and tame him and look at that. The nice thing about wolves is that once they are tamed, they will follow you around and teleport to wherever you are. So I don't really need to do anything else with him. And I'll go ahead and actually I'll let Noah know that this guy is here so that he can go ahead and pick up his old horse and bring him back to the base. But yeah, now I have my first wolf variant, and this is the Rusty Wolf. Honestly, this is probably my favorite of the new variants, which is probably why I ended up in the jungle right away. We are really close to our base, not far at all. So I'm very excited about finding this guy, and I just put him on a lead because I needed to go grab some more bones to get him tamed, and so now I have a whole shulker full of bones. But yeah, I'm very excited about this first guy already. Let's see what other ones we can find. Look what I found! An armadillo. Let me see if I can put him on a lead. Is that possible? Can you lead an armadillo? It looks like you can. That's awesome. I'll have to get another lead out and lead the other one I see up here. But we found an armadillo. I was actually looking for the spotted wolf out in this area, and that's when I found this armadillo. But I just put down my second. And I found this armadillo by accident. It works out. All right, I'm going to take this guy back with me and both of these guys back with me to my base. We are not far. We're right behind the iron farm. So we are really, really close to the base. So that's perfect. Woohoo! I found my next wolf, the spotted wolf. And I am going to try and tame these guys now and get two of these guys. Let's see. Oh, already got one. Oh, look at that. I got two. All right, we are on a roll with finding these. They are not that far. This is right near Noah's base, so really not far from our base whatsoever. So that was perfect. I'm so glad I found these, and there's a ton of armadillos in here as well. So I'm going to take these back to base, swap out my elytra, and keep looking for the next wolf variant. We are in the old taiga forest, and I spotted my first wolves. Look at that. We are on a roll. I also stopped by a few trail ruins, but they didn't have anything inside them. And so I'm not quite sure what I'm new to the whole trail ruins thing, so I'm gonna keep exploring those to see if I can find some of those eggs that I wanted for the sniffers. So I'm gonna keep looking for those. Noah found them on our last server, or Muffin Man found them on our last server, and so I really didn't have to worry about them last time because I just got anything I needed from the sniffers from him. And so this time around, I want to go ahead and find my own sniffer egg, and I need to kind of explore or play around a little bit with that and see what I can find out about those. It's still new to me. I've never really messed with them at all, but I'm happy to look into them and see what I can figure out, because definitely want to do them or use them in the future, so for sure. All right, well, I'm going to head back to the base with these two guys, and we'll see what other wolves variants we can find. We're on a roll. We might be able to find all of them today. Pro tip, if you ever see an azalea tree right out in the open, that usually means that right underneath there is a lush cave. So if I were to follow this cave system, that usually means the entrance to the cave is somewhere in this region right here. Also, I was looking for, there is an old growth spruce taiga, and then there's an old growth pine taiga, and so I was right next to the other biome, and so I thought I would give it a look and see if I could find the black wolf since we are in the area, and see if maybe we could find the other wolf variant since we're already right here. And I'm not sure where my other wolves went, but they were following me, and they will kind of be, they're there. And we'll go ahead and see what we can find here in this region right here since we're so close already. And just like that, we found another variant of wolf here in the biome over here. So we have the old growth spruce, and then we have the old growth pine biome. And so this one is in the pine biome, and then the first one was in the spruce biome. I was actually looking for the pine biome and accidentally came across the spruce biome before I even reached it, and thought I had found it, and then realized when I went to go back and look at my chart that I had found the other type of wolf and not the wolf I was looking for. So it ended up being super, super lucky that we found that, and I think we found our forest puppy. Woohoo! Yay! Hooray! Let's see if we can find a brother for you after we get you all tamed up. Oh, there you go. Let's see if we can find a brother for you now. Do you have any family in the area? I'd love to take your family with you. There we go. We found your family. Haha. And this is actually really close to my base as well. It seems like all of them are fairly decently close. And so we're going to head back to base and drop these guys off. And then we will be on our way to getting most all of them. We are really close. That's pretty awesome. Now, I had a little bit of a more difficult time finding this guy right here because I was looking in the Badlands and not the wooded Badlands. When you're looking for these guys right here, make sure you look for the correct biome that they're in. They're very specific with what kind of biome it's in. And so, like, if you're looking in a Badlands and you're supposed to be looking in a wooded Badlands, you might be wondering why you can't find any. They're very specific, like old growth spruce forest or wooded pine badlands, something like that. So make sure when you're looking it up, either on a seed map or you're looking up the biome that you're in currently, that you make sure that you check the correct biome, so that you don't get confused as to why you can't find any of the wolves variants that you're looking for. But now I have two of the tiger wolf variants, and so I've got two of those guys, so I'm going to bring them back to the base next. As I was walking back to my base, I came across Noah's base, and look at all these names: Shelby, Shell, Shalonda, Shelly, and Brian, Tom, Shelbert, Sheldon, Shelberto, Shelta, Millie. These are fantastic. And wow, he has a ton of these. He has a whole lot of these armadillos. That's so funny. Well, you may have. Now, I'm not gonna lie, this guy probably took me the longest to find. The snowy wolf, it probably took me as much time to find this guy as what it did all of the other wolves combined. So I am very, very excited to find this guy, and I'm gonna try and see if I can find another one in this region right here because whew, that took forever. But I'm so glad I found this wolf variant. Most of the time, what I was finding was actually these Arctic foxes instead of the wolves. And I heard that this one was the snowy wolf was one of the most difficult to find. And it's probably one of my favorites, but I have really had a difficult time finding it. And so I'm hoping that I can find another one. If not, that'll be alright. At least I found the one. I've just found two of every other one, but this one's taken me so long to find that I'm not sure I'm gonna be able to find a second. So, but we'll see. I'm hopeful because usually if there's one, there's another one around. So, I looked in three different biomes for the correct biome, and none of them were showing up. And so, finally finding this one is actually the best. I feel so good about it. So yeah, I'm gonna try to find one more, and then I'm gonna head back to the base with this guy. I might try and see because there's another snowy biome right next to this. If I can find the ashen wolf, which is it should be close by. But we'll see. I might take this guy back just because of how long it took me to get him. And I don't even know where he went. Oh, there he is. But yeah, I'll let you know if I decide to go for the Ashen Wolf. If not, I'm going to take the Snowy Wolf back to the base. I did find a second one. He was actually chasing a fox. I finally caught up with him, and so now I have two of the Snowy Wolves. I am gonna probably go for the Ashen Wolf since it's really close by, but I'm so excited about these snowy wolves right here. Oh, you can't. I can't tell you how long these took. I wish they didn't take as long as they did. But I'm glad to finally have had them. And I finally found the last wolf, and I am gonna go ahead and see if I can find a second in this area. I did stash the other wolves at a uh, village nearby just because they were kept falling through the snow a little bit, even though they're snowy wolves. They kept falling through the snow, and so I wanted to find a safe place to put them so they didn't die on me. And so I could come find the Ashen Wolf, which was right here. And so now I'm going to see if I can find a second one of the Ashen Wolf, and then I will be good to go back to the base. We now have all the wolf variants around on the server. And man, this took a while. So one of the wolves that I was transporting back, the snowy wolf, Enderman decided to attack me, and it decided to defend me, and it started attacking that. I was able to breed up a few more. Somehow I lost my bed along the journey. I think it fell into the snow, and I didn't pick it up like I thought I did. And luckily, I had just been over to Muffin Man's base, and so I had a few of the scoot from the armadillos, and I was able to make a few armor sets, and then in the process of trying to breed it, I did get one additional ashen wolf as well. So now I have two of the snowy and then three of the ashen as I was coming back. So in total, we have all the different wolf variants. We have the snowy one, we have two of those. And those you can find in the Grove biome. And so then we have the striped wolf over here, and those you can find in the wooded Badlands biome. With the spotted, let's see here, where's the spotted? The spotted wolves, you can find those in the Savannah Plateau biome. And the rusty, which is this guy right here, you can find these wolves in the jungle biome. You've got the chestnut wolves, which are this one and this one right here, this little guy right here. You can find the chestnut wolves in the old growth spruce taiga biome. And then in this wolf right here, the black wolf, you can find that spawns in the old growth pine taiga biome. And then you've got the ashen wolf, which you can find that in the snowy taiga biome. And then you've got the woods wolf, which is this guy right here. You can find that in any forest biome. And then you've got the original white pale wolf, and you can find those in any taiga biome. And so those are all the different variants of the wolves. Now, here's a few things that I learned. Make sure, number one, make sure that you're in the correct biome to be able to find the wolves. Sometimes I thought I was in the Badlands, and so I thought, hey, I can find that wolf that's supposed to be in the Badlands. But what I didn't realize, like the striped one, for example, what I didn't realize is it needed to be a wooded Badlands biome. So I just found a Badlands and thought, okay, I'm going to look for this wolf, and I couldn't find it anywhere. The other thing is if you are in a later game and you have an elytra, be careful when you try to fly. While the wolves do teleport, they don't teleport with you when you're flying using elytra. You can fly short distances, but you can't fly the full flight duration and expect that when you show up at your house that the wolf is just going to be there. And that's what I learned from experience. I was flying around and then I looked and my wolf was gone. And so I had to go back and look for it. And finally, just out of the blue, it transported to me in one area that I had previously been. And so, for whatever reason, they do teleport, but they don't teleport in the way that you think. And if you were just to fly and fly around. I would also look for the armadillo first. If it's a wolf you really, really want, and you can't, like, say, for example, the snowy wolf, which has probably been the most difficult one that I found. For the snowy wolf, if you really, really want that wolf, then I would grab some armadillos first and get the scoot and make this wolf armor right here and then just place it on the wolf as you're journeying. So that way, if you do get it and then an Enderman attacks you like it did me, you have that wolf fully armored up. And then maybe even bring like a stack of rotten flesh or something like that, or some sort of meat that you can feed them. I've gone over this in a previous video, but if you weren't watching, you can see how the tails are up on this wolf. Let me see if I have one that's a little bit lower. If you have a wolf that has a lower tail than just that, which I think all of mine are good health, maybe this black one. You see how this black one, the tail is down a little bit? That means that his health is a little bit lower. And so if I were to feed him, which I don't have it on me, if I were to feed him some rotten flesh or some meat of some kind like pork or beef or something like that, that would bring his health back up when you see his tail go all the way back up like this guy's right here. So make sure that you have some sort of meat or rotten flesh that you can feed these wolves so that you can keep them at good health as you're taking this journey. Also, bring a bed, and bring a couple of beds. Apparently, I lost my both the beds that I brought in the snowy biome. Somehow they like got into the snow and I couldn't pick them back up. With the snowy biome, the snowy wolf or the ashen wolf, since you can't actually since they're in the snowy biomes, be careful because sometimes these wolves fell through the snow on me, and so I had one who died on me because it fell through the powdered snow and got to the bottom. And I almost lost a second wolf as well because it fell through the powdered snow. So be careful with that. And then for you as a character, go ahead and bring some leather boots so that you can walk on top of the powdered snow without having to fall through it 100 times because it just gets annoying after a while. And yeah, with the wolves, be careful when they're following you to just check them every once in a while. Usually, if you're walking fast enough, they'll keep teleporting to you even if they fall in the powdered snow, so it wasn't too big of an issue. But if you're slowly walking looking for another wolf variant, make sure you pay attention to that original wolf that you got, and so that it doesn't fall through that powdered snow and then you lose one of your wolves, that you work so hard to find, and you just don't want to lose the wolves. That's pretty much what I learned from my journey with them. Also, if you do want to take off the wolf armor just so you can see the wolf or something like that, you do need a pair of shears. Or if you just want to repair the wolf armor, like this one, it got low health. So if you want to repair any of the wolf armor, then you can go ahead and do that. With the armadillos, they just drop this scoop all the time, and then you can go and you can take it into a crafting table, and it doesn't take much. It just takes like in almost an H shape or a dog looking shape, and you can make a set of the wolf armor that you can use for your wolves. So make sure you have a bunch of that. I picked some up when I was over at the Muffin Man's base, and it just worked out perfectly for me. So that's pretty much what I learned from grabbing all these wolf variants. They are fantastic, and I love all of them. I would have to say my favorite is probably this guy right here, the Rusty Wolf. I just like the color of this guy. Or let me see here. Yeah, this one right here, the Woods Wolf. I like the color of these two guys. But, after all that time, the Ashen Wolf and the Snowy Wolf were probably the hardest to get. Now, Mojang does say that the Snowy Wolf is probably the most difficult to find. So even if you're in the correct biome, it may take you some time before you're able to actually find that wolf variant and bring it back. So just be forewarned, if you're having a hard time and you're like, I'm in the correct biome, it took me probably an hour or two before I found it in the correct biome. So they are ultra, ultra rare. And so you might have a difficult time finding them. The rest of these, for the most part, the Ashen and the Snowy were probably the hardest. The rest of them, as soon as I went to the correct biome, I've pretty much found them within like 5-10 minutes of being in that biome. So it wasn't too much of a challenge to find them. If you just want, I'm sure not all of you want all the different variants of all the different wolves, and so if you just want one of the variants or something, then what I would go ahead and do is just go find that biome, either using a seed map or just on your own as you explore. I really do like these wolf variants from Mojang's perspective. Like, it caused me to go out and explore all the different biomes that I haven't explored in a very long time. Like, I pretty much avoid the snow unless I need ice or something like that. And so this caused me to go out and explore those biomes a little bit more and look for these different wolf variants. And so it was kind of fun to go out and adventure. And I tried to clip it for you guys so that you wouldn't have to see the whole journey or hours long looking for some of these variants. So I tried to make it as easy to watch as possible, but I wanted to give you my kind of experience with it, what I learned from it, and what I'll probably do the next time I go out. So that way you guys know what I experienced, and so you don't have to experience all the challenges that I did on my journey. Anyway, that's going to do it for today's episode. If you haven't already, consider subscribing to the channel and hitting that notification bell so you never miss a single episode. Also, consider liking the video and leaving a comment letting me know what you think and if you have any requests for any sort of future content. That's going to do it for us today. Thank you so much for watching, and we will see you next time.